वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः।
अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्लोक नंबर 18। विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि शुनि चैव श्वपाके च पंडिताः समदर्शिनः। समदर्शिनः समं द्रष्टुं शीलं यस्य। Can connect to the previous संस्कृत we saw तत्वदर्शिनः समदर्शिनः. समम is ब्रह्म, ब्रह्मदर्शिनः इत्यर्थः. And that is said in the very next shloka. Ihaiva tairjita sargaha
Ihaiva
तैर्जितः
tairjita
सर्गः
sargaha
yesham samye stitham manaha
येषां साम्ये स्थितं
स्थितं
मनः
मनः
nirdosham hi samam brahma
निर्दोषं हि
निर्दोषं हि
समं
समं
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म
tasmad brahmani te sthitah.
तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते
तस्मै
स्थिताः
स्थिताः.
So Brahma is samam Brahma, therefore samadarshinaha, Brahmadarshinaha. Na prahrishet priyam prapya,
न
न
प्रहृष्येत्
प्रहृष्येत्
प्रियं
प्रियं
प्राप्य
प्राप्य
no dvijet prapya cha priyam,
नोद्विजेत्
नोद्विजेत्
प्राप्य
प्राप्य
च
च
प्रियम्
प्रियम्
sthira buddhirasam mudhaha,
स्थिरबुद्धिरसम्मूढः
बुद्धिरसम्मूढः
tasmad brahmani, brahmavid brahmani sthitaha.
ब्रह्मविद्
ब्रह्मविद्
ब्रह्मणि
ब्रह्मणि
स्थितः
स्थितः.
What are same? Tasmad brahmani te sthitaha, brahmavid brahmani sthitaha. All these shlokas they present the Brahmavid Siddhaprajna, Siddhaprajnaha. The same what we discussed in second chapter. The Siddhaprajna for their happiness. The happiness lies in this jnanam only. So therefore, they are not na pragrishye priyam prapya. They are not carried over by the gaining of the priya vastu or na udvijet prapya cha priyam. By gaining the unfavorable, they don't feel dejected. They remain samam because samam is Brahma, sthira buddhihi, yesham buddhihi sthira bhavati. Because the buddhi is in Brahma and therefore Brahma buddhihi samadarshinaha brahmadarshinaha. Yesham, therefore Brahma with and therefore Brahmani sthitaha. They dwell in Brahma. It is not adhikarana Brahma, Brahmani, not adhikarana saptami. Brahma is, they are the Brahma. Swarupa, Swarupe avastitaha, Swarupe, Atma Swarupe stitaha, Atmavit, Brahmavit. Iti Chatapragya Lakshanam. Discussed what we discussed. The same thing is presented through different words. Having talked about Atma, then talking about Jnani. That is Sthira Prajna, Sita Prajnaha. Because they are not different. So for such people, for such jnanis, the happiness of such people, that is further described in the next shloka, shloka number 21. We are supposed to see that shloka number 21. The happiness, the sukham, here the sukham is not Vishayananda, it is Atmananda. So therefore, it is Swarupananda. This is the Ananda Vaptihi. In Vedanta Sara, Sadananda Saraswati said, Ananda Vaptihi, Ajnana Nivrittihi, Ananda Avaptihi. Ananda Avapti is discovering the happiness which is the Swarupa of oneself, Atma Swarupaha. Atma Swarupa is Anandaha. That is why we say bliss. So Atma is not different. It is not away or not different from the happiness what we are seeking in and through all the objects. The happiness what the objects give, that is also belongs to Atma, Brahmananda only. But it doesn't last because the objects doesn't last. The objects have its Nama Rupa, it doesn't last, subject to change. So in fact the Ananda what seems to be derived from Vishayas, it is because it is given, it is rendered by Atma only. Therefore, Ananda is Atmananda only. The one who understands the Swarupam of Ananda as such, that person is Brahmavid. He revels in Brahmananda. What is the nature? What is the nature of this? That it describes the happiness. The next shloka describes the happiness of such people, such jnanis. 21. Bhagyasparsheshvasaktatma
बाह्यस्पर्शेष्वसक्तात्मा
Vindatyatmani yat sukham
विन्दत्यात्मनि यत् सुखम्
Sabrahma yoga yuktatma
स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा
Sukha Sukhamakshayamashnuते.
सुखमक्षयमश्नुते
Bhagyasparsha. Bhagyasparsha. Bhagyasparsheshu asaktatma. Bhagyasparsha is, it is the karmadharya. Sparsha means contact, touch. With what you can have contact, the touch is physical touch. It can be physical or the touch, the perception through the sense organs. That is a sparsha. So it is not only the Tvagindriya, the sparsha of the eyes with regard to the objects which are sighted. Similarly, sparsha of the ears with regard to the sound. It receives all these as sparsha. The knowledge is only through sparsha. Sparsha, the contact of the Vishaya and the Indriya. And Indriya being operated by this person, and the Vishaya is located outside. So Bhagyaha, Sparshaha, Bhagyaha, Te Sparshaha. So the Sparshaha, the Vishayas, which are Bhagyaha, it means external objects. Shabdasparsha Rupa Rasa Gandhaha ityartaha. Shabdasparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. So referring to all the five-fold perceptions by five Indriyas. Therefore, referring to external objects that comes into contact with sense organs. So that which is experienced by the sense organ, the sense Pragindriya, is called Sparsha. So Sparsha is a Upalakshana. By this, we can extend to any object which you come into contact with. How you come into contact with? Through Indriyas. Therefore, Indriya Vyapara with the Indriya Vishaya. So Bhagyasparsheshu with regard to the Indriya Vishayas, ityartha. That is the meaning. Bhagyasparsha is with another word. Indriyani Indriyarteshu. We have seen before. Indriyani Indriya Arteshu. Artha, that is Sparsha. Bhagya Vishaya. So Bhagyasparsheshu Indriya Vishayarteshu. Asaktatma. With regard to the Indriya Vishaya, this person is Asaktatma. Asaktaha Atma Yasya Saha. This person is Asaktaha, is not involved, not attached, not bound. Bhagyasparsheshu, it means is Ananda is not depending on the Indriya Vishaya. Bhagyasparsha, the Indriya Vyapara brings Anubhava in the form of Sukha Dukkha. Because Sukham is there, therefore wanting more Sukham, an Ajnani, he gets into this Vyavahara, he gets into the active mode frequently, wanting more and more Sukham. But this person, informed person, Jnani, is uninvolved, completely detached with regard to Bhagyasparsha, because he knows it is not Sukadam, it is Dukkadam. Dukkameva dadati. Rarely Sukham, mostly Dukkam. Therefore, with regard to, because, and also this person, Jnani, is revels in Atma. Asaktaha Atma. Atma is Asaktaha. Atma is Asangaha. Asangaha Atma. Atma cannot have Sangha. To have Sangha, it has to be limited. It should be Parichinna. it must be having avayava. It must be vyaya. Therefore, vyaya. Atmana vyeti. It is avyaya atma, it is asanga atma. Therefore, it doesn't have parts, therefore doesn't have a body. Akayam, akayaha atma. Doesn't have a body. Atma, body is atma, but atma is not the body. Therefore, this atma, which is all pervasive, this sadatma, chidatma, ananda rupa atma, sachit ananda swarupa atma, it is all pervading. Everything is because of this atma. Therefore, how can it be bound by that which is unlimited, that which is infinite, purnam? How can be bound by this limited? Therefore, atma is asaktaha. And here it is referring to the person who has this jnanam of atma, who has gained the jnanam of oneself, who has this knowledge of himself, that being atma. Therefore, asaktaha atma is completely asaktaha, uninvolved, not attached. It means he has no pressure, no longing, no trishna for vishayas. His mind is not bound by the vishayas. Is free. It means he enjoys freedom. Then enjoys freedom. Then where is his happiness? Vindati atmani yatu sukham. The samsaris, they who struggle to get happiness from the vishaya, when samsaris, they struggle to get sukham, vishaya sukham, the sukham which is vishaya sukham from the vishayas, whereas this person, a jnani, his happiness, vindati, asaktatma vindati. This jnani vindati. Vindati is obtains. Labante ityartaha. He attains atma. He gains sukham. Where? Atmani, in atma, in purna atma. Atmani yet sukham. The atmani yet sukham. Atmani yet sukham vartate means atma is a sukha. Atma is sukha ananda rupa. Ananda swarupaha. Atma tat sukham yet vindate, tat yet vartate, tat vindate. So, why this is required, this has to be told, because generally we think the happiness lies outside. Happiness has to be gained. It is apraptaha, therefore it is apraptasya praptihi, apraptasya prapanam. Therefore only there is purushartha, artha purushartha, kama purushartha. People go after different purushartha, different goals, having set different goals, they work for it, they struggle for it to get it. Because for them the sukha lies in a particular particular object. Whereas for jnani, the sukham is atma. The sukham, if at all, if it is there, it can be only in atma, it has to be atma. So therefore, this person is happy. Shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya, happy without any desires, without any objects of desire. This person is akamahata. Is akamaha. Kamaha na vidyate. Kama is not there for this person. Without kama, therefore, no objects of desires, then this person enjoys. How is it possible? Because atma is sukhaswarupaha. So yet sukham tat vindate. Atmani yet sukham tat vindate. This person asaktaha atma. So therefore, atmananda, which is swarupananda, by which this person is always revels in that. This person, jnani, always revels in that atma sukham. Ajnani revels in vishayananda, which comes and goes. They are agama painaha. And having this sukham, this atma sukham, once it is gained, once it is that sukham is gained, it is swarupa sukham. It is not even gained. Once it is known, then the person cannot lose it. So therefore, this sukham which is imperishable, akshayam it is. It is akshayam. Therefore, this person, jnani, never is deprived of this sukham. This person, jnani, is never deprived of sukham. And this sukham is because of jnanam, and the jnanam is because of vairagyam, and that is vairagyam is referred to by the word bhagyasparsheshu asaktaha atma. This person is completely detached and involved from the bhagya vishaya. Bhagya vishaya either because of vairagyam or he has got a clarity, jnani. Therefore, vindate sukham, vindate attains that happiness which is atmani, which is obtained in atma. Atmani yet sukham vindate. That is the sukham. That is swarupa sukham. That sukham in the form of purnatvam, the sense of fulfillment. In and through all the purushartha, what a person wants is this sense of fulfillment. And that sense of fulfillment, it doesn't lie outside. It is yourself, and therefore, vindate atmani sukham iti. The sukham, which is derived from the external objects, sometimes the same sukham sometimes become dukkham also. It can change its rupa. Sukham becomes dukkham. Dukkham sometimes can become dukkham. This interchangeability is there, but for Atma there is no such thing. Its swarupa is always swarupatva. That is why swarupa. That is why we use the word swarupa. That is not the case of Vishaya. That which is cold, which you like, sometimes you don't like. The cold thing, what you like, the cold thing, in the winter season you don't like. Similarly, that which is hot, which is like in the winter season, it's not like in the summer season. So the same object being same, sometimes it gives happiness, sometimes it doesn't give happiness. That is how the objects are. This person's sukham, the ananda, doesn't lie in objects. Therefore, his sukham is with himself. So that his resource of sukham is not external, it is internal. Therefore, doesn't depend on others. Therefore, completely uninvolved. Asaktatma. Asaktatma describes this person. Because he is asaktaha, therefore there is no vishayas. And ananda, that is because of swarupananda. Saha brahma yoga yuktatma. Brahma yoga yuktatma. Brahma yoga. His mind is endowed with the yoga. Brahma yoga yuktatma. Brahmanaha yogaha brahma yogaha. Yuktaha. Brahma yogena yuktaha brahma yoga yuktaha. Brahma yoga yuktaha atma yasya saha. Brahma yoga yuktaha atma. Atma antakaranam yasya saha. Atma is antakaranam here. It is not that Atma is Achidananda, Atma is Brahma Yoga. Atma antakaranam, his mind is yuktaha, endowed with this Brahma Yoga, this Brahma Jnanam. It means Brahma Nishta ityartaha. This person is Brahma Nishtaha. Brahma Yoga Yuktatma is Brahma Nishtaha. This Brahma Nishtaha, Sita Prajnaha, Stira Prajnaha, Akshayam, Sukham Ashnute. Ashnute labate. The Sukham which doesn't perish, which doesn't vanish. Which doesn't vanish means that Sukham has to be Brahma. So Brahma Yoga. So Brahma Yoga means recognizing that Atma to be the Brahma. This Jagat Karanam Brahma. That is a yoga. Yukta means endowed with this knowledge. Brahma Yoga, Brahma Jnanam, Antakaranam, Atma Antakaranam. So the one who is endowed with the knowledge of Brahma, otherwise Brahma with Brahma Nishtaha ityartaha. So by this person, Saha Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, Akshaya Sukham, the Sukham which is not transitory, the Sukham which doesn't change, which doesn't come and go, na agama painaha, that Sukham labante, ashnute, labate. So therefore, This sukha is not Vishaya sukha, it's not born of Vishaya, it is born of Jnanam. It is born of Jnanam. Therefore, only is self-content, is self-contented. Therefore, only is tranquil, is not shaken by anything. Na progreshet priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam. Sukeshu, dukkeshu anudiknamanaha, sukeshu vigataspirgaha, vitaraha bhayakrodaha. That is because of this jnanam, Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, Atma Sukam, Purna Sukam, Akshayam Sukam, Ashnute, Labate Ityartaha. So therefore, this person, Ashnute, he enjoys. Enjoys means it is not subject to object. He is the Sukam is without the object. Any Sukam being an Anubhava, an experience, it requires an object. But here, without having an object, he revels in himself. So therefore, all the Karaka Upamardanam happens and everything resolves into that which is Purnam. In that he revels. The limitation only brings Dukkam. Now he knows Agam Purnaha, not bound. So that is the Ananda. So that Sukham which is inexhaustible, Akshayam, which is Purnam. So that is the Jnana Palam. So what type of Sukham this Jnani enjoys? Atmani Yata Sukham Vindate, Tat Vindati, and that Sukham is Akshaya Sukham, Ashnute, that he enjoys. This has to be talked about. Why? Because the Sukham has to be talked about. Why? Because all our pravritti, all our activities are based on this hunting for happiness. Everybody looks after the Sukham, the happiness. Always wants to have this pleased self. Always wants to be happy. So since everybody is after happiness, and the happiness lies within himself, within oneself, therefore it has to be told. This happiness is that type of happiness which doesn't come and go. It is complete by itself. By knowing which the person remains free. Never gets into dukkam. The sukham which is unmixed with the dukkam. Generally, Vishaya Sukhams are mixed with Dukkam. Dukkam Mishratatvam, Vishaya Sukham. But this Sukham is not mixed. And also it is Triptikaram. Triptikaram, completely satisfying. Because it is in oneself. So therefore, and it is Nityam also. It doesn't come and go. It is always, that's why Akshayam. Akshayam Sukham Ashnute. So such happiness is what this person gains, this Brahma Yoga Yuktatma Asaktatma iti. Then the next shloka. Next shloka is one of the popular shloka of the Gita, often quoted shloka. You will read that shloka. The Jnani gets Atma Sukham, Ajnani gets Anatma Sukham. So both are Sukham. Both are Sukham only. Yeah, Ajnani gets Anatma Sukham. Jnani is Atma Sukham. Anatma Sukham is Parasukham. Atma Sukham is Swarupa Sukham. So both have Sukham, both enjoy Sukham. But which one is the better if it is asked? Which one is better? It is Anatma Sukham, really not a Sukham. Anatma Sukham, really not Sukham. Even the Sukham of Anatma is, the Anatma perception is because of Atma only. So therefore, further, Bhagavan says in the next shloka, we will read. Yegi samsparshaja bhogaha.
Yehi
संस्पर्शजा भोगाः
Kayonaya evate.
दुःखयोनय एव ते
Adyantavantak kaunteya.
आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय
Nateshu ramate buddha.
न तेषु रमते बुधः
Buddha teshu na ramate. The objects which are contacted by the sense organs, they are called samsparshaja. Samsparshaja. Sparsha, the contact. Sparshad jayate. Sparshad jayate samsparshaja. Upapada samasa. Sparshad jayate. That is born of sparsha. So sparshat jayate. Samsparshajaha. The objects which are contacted by the sense organs, because of the contact, there is the sukhanubhava, experience of pleasure, and these pleasure are the cause for dukkham. Dukkha yonihi, dukkha yonayaha, dukkasya dukkhanam yonihi yonayaha. Yoni means source, cause, karanam. Karanam for dukkham is this contact only is the karanam. Contact of these sense organs with these sense objects is the cause. We have been thinking the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects, that is indriya vyapara, only brings sukham. That is how all the purusharthas are operating. That is how the setting the purushartha people operate. Wanting kama is a purushartha, wanting to gain the desired vastu, and therefore sukham. Therefore kama and artha. Artha is also for kama. In fact, dharma is also for kama. Therefore, it's all pointing towards the pleasure, the happiness. And we have been thinking that Vishaya Vyapara, Vishaya Sparsha brings Sukham. But here it says Dukkha Yoni. It says Dukkha Yonayaha Evate. It is Dukkha Yoni. It's a source of Dukkham. How you say it is Dukkha Yoni? Because even in gaining that anubhava, sukha anubhava, which the Vishayas offer, one has to work for it. There is dukkham involved. There is dukkham involved in gaining. Arjane dukkham, rakshane dukkham, in protecting that, in gaining the desirable objects. Sukha anubhava, that involves effort. Effort means dukkham. And the effort brings a result in the form of gaining. After a lot of effort, toiling, we get. That is dukkham, arjane dukkham. Then in preserving that also it is a dukkham. That preservation also involves effort. That also care. That also involves effort. That is also dukkham. So a lot of effort is involved in gaining and preserving. Not only that, when it is lost, there is complete dukkham. So therefore it is dukkham all the way. Dukkha yoni, dukkasya yoni eva. Therefore vishayas which are looked upon as sukha, as sukham, really speak sukha yonihi, they are only dukkha yonihi, na sukha yonayaha, kintu dukkha yonayaha evate te. Ye sansparshaja bhogaha te dukkha yonayaha eva. They bring only dukkham. Therefore, what is required is our drishti has to change with regard to that. Complete misunderstanding, complete wrong understanding of what the things are. Arjane dukkham, rakshane dukkham, nashe dukkham. All the way it is dukkham only, but that is looked upon as sukham. All the pleasures, all the desirable objects, the objects which are desired here, fraught with dukkham. That may be drishtam or adrishtam, which may be immediate or later, but it is there. It is there for sure. Therefore, dukkha yonayaha. It is not out of dejection or not to demotivate. It is this is a fact. The fact has to be understood. Factual statement. This is a factual statement. Ajnani not interested in knowing the truth. Only those who really want to understand and have a life which is purposeful, they only think, for them only it is given as the fact. Dukkha yoneha iti. Therefore, adyantavanta kaunteyaha. All these vishayas, the bhogas are adyantavantah. Adyantavantah. Adi anta antavantah. Matu pratyaya. Adihi plus antaha. Adyantau. Matu pratyaya. Adyantavat. Adyantavan, adyantavantu, adyantavantaha, Bhagavachan, because samsparshajaha, dukkha yonayaha, adyantavantaha. So adyantavantaha, they arise at particular time, particular place, and disappears. Lopaha bhavati at some time and place. It doesn't stay for long. Agama payinaha ityartaha. Adyantavanta is another word for agama payinaha. Matra sparsheshu saktatma. Matra sparshet. So, and this sukham here, agama, even dukkam also, both are. Not only sukham, dukkam also. So therefore, it is not criticizing sukha alone. Dukkam also comes and goes. Sukham also comes and goes. They arise, because they arise, therefore, subject to disappearance also. That which are produced, that which comes into being, also goes away in time. That which comes alone can go. Atma doesn't come and go. Therefore, the sukham, that is Atma, which is Sukha Swarupa, that Sukham, Atman is Ita Sukham, it doesn't have Adi, it is not have Anta. It is Na Adyantavanta, because Swarupatva. It is like, when did fire got this heat? Heat is fire. Perception of heat is perception of fire. Heat tells that it is fire. So when did it got fire? When did the fire got heat? We cannot say. We cannot say. That question itself is wrong. Not that we cannot say. It's wrong, because there is no fire without heat. There is no cold fire. So therefore, there is no Adyantavan for the Adyantavanta of Ushnam for Agni. Similarly, here for Atma, there is no this Ananda is Adi Aranta. It is Swarupa. But for Vishaya, it is not. For Anatma, it is not. For Anatma, because it is Anatma, it is Mithya. Therefore, that Sukha or Dukkha, what it has, they are of the nature of coming and going. They arise at a time, they have a beginning and a end. When they begin, they give pleasure or pain. When they disappear, they give pain, or sometimes they give pleasure. Both things possible. Getting rid of some things sometimes gives pleasure. Getting also sometimes gives pain. Getting gives pleasure, getting gives pain. It all depends on the objects, the nature of the objects. What you ask for, what you pray for. So therefore, that is how the objects are. That is the nature. So therefore, all the Vishayas, all the Vishaya Bhogas are Adyantavantaha. Therefore, Buddha, this Asaktatma, Brahma Yoga Tatma, Buddha means Panditaha ityartaha, Jnani. Buddhiman, who is knowledgeable. Teshu Naramanta. Here, Buddha referring to Jnani. This Jnani, this Viveki, is not hooked to this Bhogas, not addicted to this Vishaya, Indriya, Sukha, because he knows Dukkha Yonayaha iti. And also, yes, not only that, he has found that source of Sukham is Atma. Therefore, Teshu, Vishayeshu, Bhagya Sparsheshu, Buddha Naramate. Buddha, this Panditaha, Jnani, Naramate. Then, therefore, the Therefore, the person who wants to understand this Brahmatma, at the same time, he wants to have Vishaya Sukha, for that person wanting to know Brahmatma, at the same time hunting for Vishaya Sukha, that person is a confused person. That person is not the Buddha, even though he wants to understand Brahmatma. Because complete commitment is required for understanding Brahmatma. So, if there is an inclination for Vishaya Sukha, which means Ragadvesha, when Ragadvesha is there, then Brahma Vichara cannot take place. That person cannot become a Buddha. So therefore, completely free from Ragadvesha, or keeping Ragadvesha under one's control, the person has to do the Vichara and understand this Brahmatma. Therefore, this effort as well as the mastery over the sense organs and the mind is required for gaining this jnana. Shama and Dhamma, very important sadhana. Very important sadhana in the sadhana chaturshti sampatti, the Shama and Dhamma. That is important, without which the person cannot be relatively free from raga dvesha and therefore cannot gain this jnanam. And that is what is said in the next shloka. Let us read shloka number 23. Shaknoti haiva yas sodhum
Shaknoti haiva yas sodum
aksharira vimokshanat
raksharira vimokshanat
kamakrodhodbhavam vegam
कामक्रोधोद्भवं वेगं
sayuktas sasuki naraha.
सयुक्तः स सुखी नरः
Shaknoti iha asmin loke eva shaknoti sodum saganam sodum withstand what? Kama krodot bhavam vegam. This kama, the desire, and krodha is also nothing but desire only, the form of desire. We saw krodha is nothing but kamaha eva parinamate krodha rupena. Therefore, the desire and the anger, this will be there as long as jnanam is not there. In fact, controlling the anger, it's not possible. Real control, it means absence of anger is not possible. Absence of anger, complete absence of anger, complete mastery over anger, it is not possible as long as this Atma Jnanam not there. Anger will go only when this Jnanam happens. Because anger is nothing but the form of the desire. So as long as the desires are there, Atma Jnanam cannot happen. Because desires are the avaranam. Because desires are the avaranam, they cover the jnanam of this person. Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina. So, therefore, as long as the desires and the resulting angers are there, tadvat atmajnana bhavati. Therefore, atmajnanaya, there should be complete mastery over this kama and krodha. Therefore, kama krodot bhavam vegam. Kama krodha udbhavam vegam. Udbhavam is that which is produced. Kama krododbhavam udbhavam. Kama krododbhavam vegam, the force. Vegam is the force, the intensity, the force, which is kamena tata krodena udbhavam. Vegam yaha sodum shaknoti, the one who can sodum, who is able to more than Western master over, who is able to master over the force, the balam, which is born of, which is produced, udbhavam of anger and desire. So one who can master the force of the anger and the krodha, where? Iha eva, here in this world. Asyam prithivyam eva, while living itself, not after maranam, here. So, yaha shaknoti, one who can master, saha praksharya vimokshanat. Sharira vimokshanat prak. Before the sharira vimokshana, before the fall of the body. Before the fall of the body, one who can master this anger, the krodha, the desire and the krodha, that person is yuktaha, is a yuktaha, is an integrated person, is a karma yogi, is a yogi. And he alone lives happily. Sasuki naraha, sukam, sukin shabda, sukaha asya asti. That person really is a happy person. Nobody else is happy. That person is happy who is free from desires, who is free from, and therefore from anger. So, therefore, by managing one's own ragadvesha, one can overcome the force of the kama and therefore krodha. When the krodha, when the kama krodha produces a force, the vega, and that binds a person in the form of ragadvesha. So if one can neutralize ragadvesha by karma yoga and later by jnanam, then one can completely won over that person, prakshari vimokshanat, before being released from the physical body, saha naraha, manushyaha, human being, is sukhi. Sukam akshayam shukam ashnute. He becomes happy, but his happiness, it is not born of Vishaya. It is Akshayam Sukam Ashnute, as said in the previous shloka, is Sukha. It is happily being won over, being conquered, being having mastery over this kama and krodha, that person lives happily. So therefore, the managing one's own kama and krodha, managing one's own kama and krodha, that is ragadvesha, by which this person enjoys a sukham, which is akshayam sukham. And that too, he says, prakshari vimokshanat, while living, and here itself. So everything, this sukham, for this sukham, one need not travel. The sukham, which is obtainable here itself, in this loka itself, while living. Therefore, prakshari vimokshanat, shaknoti iha eva sodu. One who is capable of handling, managing the force of kama and krodha, one is able to manage the impulse born of kama and krodha, praksharira vimokshanat, before release from the body, sharira vimokshanam. Sharira vimokshanam is the death. Maranat purvam ityartaha, prakshariram. Saha yuktaha, saha is a yogi, yuktaha yogi, karma yogi. Saha sukhi naraha is an happy person, because he is capable of handling kama and krodha. Therefore, he lives happily. And another meaning of saha naraha, naraha na riyate iti naraha. That is one meaning is there. Another meaning is that person, only that person who is able to manage his desire and anger, that person alone can be called naraha. Whereas others are pashuhu, animals. Animals, they act based on their impulses. Human beings can be called naraha only when he is able to manage his kama and krodha. Then only he can be called naraha. Na riyate iti naraha is not perishable. Naraha meaning is atma, na riyate. So naraha, that person in its swarupa, because managing the anger and desire, he revels in his swarupa, atma swarupa. Therefore naraha. And another advice, important advice we can know from this shloka, Kama, Krodha are the big obstacles. So, and the force of them can destroy the person, can topple the life of a person. And it is more for the spiritual person, because as a person grows spiritually, he becomes more and more sensitive. Sometimes the sensitivity also can can be can become a problem. More and more the person becomes good. When the person becomes good, he cannot tolerate the adharma. He becomes insensitive even to small adharma things. So therefore, one has to be very careful and handle this anger, desire bound anger and desire. So therefore, dissolving that handling means not when it manifests, even before its manifestation, it has to be dissolved. That comes only by understanding. This will be dissolved, the vega, the force, not managing the force. We are not talking about handling them after they arise, even before they arise. It means the very cause has to be removed. So when we talk about Shama and Dama, another important thing to be noted, mastery over the mind, mastery over the sense organs, it is not after being contact with the Vishaya, after the mind dwells on the Vishaya. Before that, that is called mastery. That is called mastery. In spite of not allowing the Indriyas or the mind to have some sparshanam with the Vishaya, in spite of not having, if in case the Indriyas and the mind, suppose if it is because of the raga and dvesha, because of the previous raga dvesha, if they go for the Vishaya, then one must have the power to bring it back. So, in that sense, it is given mastery over that. So, mastery before and even after also. After, when we say it, in spite of being controlled in the initial stage itself, if it manifests, then also one should be able to manage it. Manage it by understanding, not by suppression. We're not talking about suppression of desire or suppression of anger. That is why we say sublimate. How to sublimate? Sublimation is only by knowing. There is no other way of sublimation. Sublimation only by understanding. Understanding only can sublimate the anger. Understanding only can sublimate the desire. So, the only way to handle is understanding, and that is by which they are managed. The one who can do in the very life itself, while living itself, that person is an achieved person. He has achieved. His goal is not far away. He has reached a point from where the goal is not far away. This shloka also an important shloka, often quoted. Shaknoti yaha it atrayeva ihayeva sodum kama krodot bhavam. Even if Atma Jnanam is not there, if one can manage the Kama Krodha because of the Viveka Shakti, then that person is Sukhi only. He lives happily. So Sukham implies the absence of Kama. Kama meaning illegitimate desires, binding desires, absence of binding desires. Non-binding desires, anyway, it is not going to create any problem for that person. Non-binding desires will not cause Krodha also when obstructed. Only the binding desires. Therefore, with regard to the desires which are binding, and therefore the resultant Krodha and the force of them, one who is able to master it before the arisal of them, or even after it arises, one should be able to take charge and handle them efficiently by knowledge, by knowing. That person is Sukhi. Saka Yuktaha iti. Next shloka, we'll see. We'll see that in the next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। धन्यवादः।
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣ್ಜಿ.